It's 1 a.m. and your thumb is still moving. You told yourself one more video an hour ago. Your eyes ache. You're not even enjoying it anymore. You're just scrolling because stopping feels harder than continuing. And tomorrow, you'll be tired, foggy, and behind again. You've tried to quit. You deleted the apps. You lasted 2 days. Then you reinstalled them at midnight, promising you'd be different this time. You weren't. And somewhere in there, a quiet, cruel thought moved in. Maybe you just don't have the willpower other people have. That thought is a lie. This isn't a character flaw, it isn't weakness. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what's happening inside your head, why stopping feels impossible, and the simple way you actually reset it. Not a detox that lasts a weekend, but a change that holds. Start with the machine in your skull. Your brain runs on a chemical called dopamine. It isn't the pleasure chemical like people say. It's the wanting chemical. It fires before the reward, not after. It's the pull, the itch, the reach for your phone before you've even decided to. And every app on that phone was built to pull that trigger. The infinite scroll, the red notification dot, the pull to refresh that works exactly like a slot machine. None of it is an accident. Thousands of the smartest engineers alive were paid to keep your thumb moving. You're not losing to your own weakness. You're losing to a machine designed to beat you. Here's the trap that machine sets. Every scroll gives your brain a tiny hit of dopamine. Cheap, instant, effortless. Do that 1,000 times a day and your brain adapts. It turns down its own sensitivity to protect itself. And now the ordinary things, a book, a walk, a real conversation, feel flat. Gray. Not worth the effort. That's why you can't focus. That's why reading one page feels like lifting a weight. You didn't get lazy. You flooded your brain with so much cheap stimulation that normal life stopped registering. You raised the price of your own attention until nothing quiet could afford it. So let me show you someone climbing out. This is Marcus. Same loop as you. He wakes and reaches for his phone before his eyes are even open. He scrolls through breakfast. He scrolls at red lights. By 9 in the morning, he's seen more than his grandparents saw in a week, and he feels nothing but a dull, buzzing emptiness. Marcus isn't broken. He can feel his focus slipping. He can feel the days blurring into one long, gray smear. But knowing isn't enough because the pull is stronger than the knowing. Until he learns one thing that changes everything. The problem was never the phone. The problem is that he never lets his brain feel boredom. Not once. Every empty second he fills it. Waiting for coffee? Scroll. Walking to work? Scroll. And boredom is the exact thing his brain needs to heal. Because boredom isn't the enemy. Boredom is the withdrawal. It's the feeling of your dopamine system recalibrating back to normal. Sit in it instead of running from it, and your brain slowly relearns that ordinary things are enough. That's the whole detox. Not deprivation. Just letting yourself be bored again. So Marcus starts small. The first morning, he leaves his phone in another room and just drinks his coffee. 10 minutes. It's brutal. His hand keeps reaching for a phone that isn't there. His mind screams for something, and anything, but he sits. And slowly, the screaming gets quieter. By day 3, something shifts. He notices the light through the window, he hears the street waking up. Small things, real things. His brain, starved of the cheap stuff, starts turning the volume back up on the quiet world he'd been scrolling straight past for years. This is the whole secret. You don't beat the scroll with willpower. Willpower is a battery that dies by noon. You beat it by giving your brain nothing and letting it get hungry for real life again. A reset brain doesn't need willpower. It just stops wanting the junk. Here's exactly how you do it, step by step. 1. Tomorrow morning. Don't touch your phone for the first hour, not for the time, not for the weather. Leave it in another room and let your brain start the day without a hit. 2. Kill the triggers. Turn off every notification that isn't a real human being. Delete the 2 apps that eat the most of your day from your home screen. Make the pull cost effort. Every extra second of friction is a chance to choose differently. 3. When boredom hits, and it will hit hard, do nothing. Stand in line and just stand there. Walk without headphones. Let the empty moment exist. That discomfort is the actual workout. Every time you sit in it instead of feeding it, you take a little of your attention back. 4. Replace. Don't just remove. Your brain will demand a reward. So give it a slow one. A book. A walk. 10 push-ups. Something with a little friction and a real payoff. You're not aiming for a boring life. You're trading 100 cheap hits for a few deep ones that actually fill you. 5. Give it 2 weeks, not a weekend. The first 3 days are the worst. That's the withdrawal, and it's exactly where most people quit. Push through. By day 10, the fog lifts. By day 14, you feel something you forgot you could feel. Clear. Now picture who you become. You wake up and the first thing you meet is your own mind, not a feed. You read for an hour and disappear into it. A conversation holds your full attention, and you're actually there for it. That constant background hum of wanting something else? Gone. Marcus feels it a month in. He finishes a book for the first time in years. He sits through a whole dinner without once touching his phone. He takes a walk and it's just the walk. No soundtrack, no scroll. Just his own thoughts. And they've finally stopped feeling so loud and scattered. He isn't more disciplined than you. He didn't find willpower you don't have. He just stopped feeding the machine and let his brain remember what calm feels like. That calm was always in there, under the noise. You've just never given it the silence to surface. That's what's waiting on the other side of the boredom you keep running from. Not a punishment, your own attention, handed back to you. The focus, the presence, the ability to want the things that actually matter. It was all buried under 1,000 tiny scrolls. And all of it can come back. So tomorrow, leave the phone in the other room and just start. 1 quiet hour. You don't have to fix everything today, you just have to not reach for it once. If you want to keep becoming the steadier, sharper version of yourself who lives under all that noise, subscribe. We'll keep building him together, one small reset at a time.